Ohm Youngmisuk joins us from ESPN. You guys go back a long ways. I imagine every time you see Frank, you know him. He's a big, warm, fuzzy blanket, right?
Yeah,
it's got to be great to see him.
It's more like it's only a matter of time before we start throwing blows at each other. I mean, once upon a time, a very long time, I was his backup as a backup writer on the Knicks at the New York Daily News. He taught me as much as he knows, and I owe a lot to this guy.
What did that take, about a week?
well, it took him a couple years to warm up to me and not feel threatened that I was after his job.
And to be fair, Ohm was on the, backing me up. I was on the Knick beat. That was, the Knicks went to the finals that year. This was when you were allowed to bully people. So it was like an initiation. Like all the Knick writers, we picked on poor Ohm, but he's become now a big star at ESPN. And I was living out in L.A. the whole thing.
It's too bad mental health wasn't a thing back then, okay?
Exactly. You would be even further along, and I would have gotten fired about 20 years ago.
I like the way Frank put it. It's like, we bullied him, but we bullied in the good kind of way.
We loved him. He was great.
Hey, let's talk about the Clippers, where they're at right now, and what you saw a couple nights ago in that first game with James Harden.
Yeah, it's very much a feeling out process. Ty Lue even said our guys were too worried about stepping on each other's toes. He wants them to be more aggressive. I think the way he envisions it is like, look, we have four guys. We're going to find the mismatch on the floor. If there's any coach that's going to make this work, it's Ty Lue. Ty Lue is incredible at finding mismatches. But right now, they are all, and Ty Lue even said this, they're all just trying to fit in, and they're not being themselves. He wants them to get back to being themselves. And Kawhi Leonard, I credit him in his robotic, cybernetic self. He had said this before James Harden played. He said, we need a selfish mentality. And I looked at him like, what? Everybody's talking about being unselfish. He goes, no, we need to be ourselves, not think this guy is going to win the game tonight. We have to still do what got us here. I thought that was very interesting he said that.
It's a great point, because I think Damian Lillard isn't in that selfish part. I think the other night Giannis did that. Giannis said, the heck with this. I'm going to win the game for us. Yeah. We need to do that. How's it going to, late in games, you go back to last year against Phoenix. Kawhi dominated that game when then he gets hurt. Yeah. Late in games, how's the offense going to work in some of these tight games?
Well, I think you're going to have to see the ball go to Kawhi Leonard. Ty Lue kind of almost admitted that the other night, because in the second half, they made a concerted effort against the Knicks to get Kawhi the ball in his mid-range spots. And he was asked, well, if you're asking all four stars to be unselfish, you kind of look like you were calling Kawhi Leonard's number a lot. And he said, well, Kawhi's our best player. And I think everybody has to know that at the end of games, it's probably going to be Kawhi. But it's also going to be if Kawhi doesn't have it that night and Paul George is on fire, they'll go to Paul George. Paul George is the guy that I think I worry about the most, because his mentality is such that I want this to work, and I'm going to do whatever I can, and I'm going to take a back seat and defer. He had been on fire to start the season, almost like an all-star level. And then the other night was the first game he kind of cooled down and struggled. He was 2 for 10, kind of seemed like he was lost in everything. James Harden, I think, look, when you let him run the second unit, you start him, and then you let him run the second unit, he can cook with that second unit. The other guy they have to worry about losing mentally perhaps would be Russell Westbrook, and that's why I think you see them all starting, because Russell Westbrook obviously has the most experience of being a six-man most recently with the Lakers, but if you bring him off the bench, I don't know if you're going to lose him mentally, because he is so happy right now. It looks like night and day what he was with the Lakers to now.
Is his mindset basically with those other stars starting, well, I should be out there too? Is that kind of Russell's?
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't said that, but I do believe, you kind of have to treat all four as equals right now. Yes, Kawhi Leonard is going to be your go-to guy, but you have all these guys that are accomplished. And I think the other thing that Ty Lue is going to have to do, and he did this the other night, I think he played them 30 minutes together, is pair Russell Westbrook with Paul George together, because Paul George wanted him there. They were teammates in OKC. They feel comfortable with each other. They support each other. So, I think they're going to have to stick to that. But James Harden, his shot's there. He shot 6 for 9, and I think they had to figure out pick and roll wise, are they going to use it with Zoo? Are they going to use it with Kawhi Leonard? Are they going to use it with Paul George? There's many different avenues that Ty Lue could take, and right now I think it's going to be a 10-game process that Ty Lue's going to experiment with all these lineups, and he feels that after 10 games, he's going to have a better idea how to make this work.
So we told you that Ohm used to back me up at the Daily News, then he really made his bones covering the New Jersey Nets.
Not Bones Highland.
And you walked into a great situation. You show up on the Nets, and now you have Jason Kidd there, Lawrence Frank, who you see every day now in L.A., your buddy Richard Jefferson. What was it like back in those days, especially with that team? Did you feel like it was a unique team that had a chance to win a championship?
I will never forget this because I sat down with Rod Thorne and Byron Scott, and I told them I was coming to cover the Nets, and at that point they had Stephon Marbury. 30 days later, they trade for Jason Kidd. This guy was so upset. He told me, he was like, oh, you have no idea how good the Nets are going to be now with Jason Kidd. I said, they don't have enough shooters around him, but he was right. They went to 2 NBA Finals after that. They were great, and it was unbelievable. And still, the New York Knicks still basically were the story. But how awesome were those games when the Nets went to Madison Square Garden and put on a show?
Oh, they always did. And his buddy was Richard Jefferson, so they both become big stars. Do you have a problem with Richard? Do you like 2 buttons or 3 buttons for him? Where do you sit on that? It's always a debate here.
There was one show we were on together, and I told him, I said, hey, can you take any more buttons off? And he proceeded to do that and took it all off. And it went viral.
You know, we can save money on shirts by just eliminating like the top 3 buttons, right?
That's right.
That guy.
Oh, boy.